Okay, then do I just total them?
Yeah, you'd have to total and you'd have to post to the T accounts, which we'll do just now. Obviously, you've got two different debtors buying on 2 different days. So while you're totaling, I should double check just to make sure that's correct. Sales invoice sent for goods. Yeah, they're all purchases by the customers. So purchase by the customers is a sale for our business. And you've got Williams. Okay, B and W. Yep. Okay, and then just the amounts, yeah, 1480, 920, 2840, 1550. Okay, perfect. Right, and then just totaling. And then we'll see what we get. Yeah, it's a big assignment. The assignment this year compared to last year are a lot longer. I mean, there's a lot more questions, and this is the first assignment. And these are also longer as well. I mean, you've got more to do.
Yeah.
You don't have to add both columns. You can just add up the one because it would be the same. 6, 7, 9. Oh, yeah. Good. All right, perfect. So now you've done the journal. What do I do? What's the next step in the accounting process?
To post it to the ledger.
Exactly. Okay, so we've drawn that up. Obviously, you've got how many debtors here? 2. Exactly. All right, so now each of them are going to have their own separate T accounts. Okay, so we need to take the information from here and we need to record it there. Okay.
Separately,
For trade receivables, yes, separately.
okay, so it would be the 5th. There's, yeah, 5th of the 8th.
Correct. Debit or credit side?
Debit.
Good. Okay, because debtors increase on the debit. Nice. Right, so 5/8. Bartford. Sales will go up. This came from his sales journal or debtors journal, DJ/SJ. Depends on what you're using. Right, I think here they talked about the sales journal, didn't they?
Mm.
Yes, okay, so you use SJ, not DJ. And then just record the amount, 1480, and that's it. Right, then you would literally copy paste that again, but just change the dates, because Bartford also bought from you on the 23rd. Okay, for 2840, and that's it.
And then you would just balance.
Yeah, you just total up. So if I add up these two amounts, I get 4320. 4320 is the total, and then you can show balance, carry down, balance, brought down. You don't really have to do it here because it's just one side, but I'm going to show it anyway, just so we've got everything. August has how many days? 31. 31 August. Balance, carried down, and then 1st of the 9th, balance, brought down, and the same amount, totals. Okay. Right, so that's it. So that's the first one completes. Right, so I think you do the next one, I'll do the next one, we just double check. Let's see, your total is 2470. Perfect. Balance carried down, balance brought down, 100%. Another ledger T account completes. Right, then the question also said, the third part was, prepare the following accounting records to record these transactions. And then they said sales account in the general ledger. That was the last bit that we had to draw up. So there's the sales in the general ledger. There's the sales in the general ledger. And we just need to post. Right, so are you going to show separate accounts here? No, there you can show total Y. Because it's in the general ledger. Remember, the general ledger, just to revise, is looking at specific accounts. Maybe here, okay, I did write it down. There's a sales ledger. Just put in the middle though. Oops. Sales ledger, copy. Okay, that's the sales ledger. So if I'm looking at a sales ledger, it's a specific person. Okay, so Bartford, Williams, etc. Because it's the sales ledger. If that was general ledger, then I would just put trade receivables and I put everything in that. Okay, this is the general ledger, so you don't have to show each and every one of these separately. You can just take what? That total. Okay, for sales. Right, so the sales total is the total that I'm going to record in the actual sales T account, but I'm going to reference what?
Sales journal.
Well, yes, the sales journal, but you'll reference what? What will the contra account be?
Total.
Total what?
Total sales.
Not for this, because that's the total sales. You're referencing this with that.
Oh, okay, trade receivables.
Yeah, because these trade receivable amounts here would have been referenced in sales separately. But we're looking at the sales journal total. So you would write the last day of the month, so 31st/8. You would write trade receivables, or you can even say total trade receivables, just to be more specific even. Total trade receivables, and we can just put the amount in, well, SJ first and then the amount. Okay, which is what we've calculated, the total. 6790 is the amount that I'm going to record there. Right. Yeah, that's it.
On that side.
Yeah, there's one mark here. See? Sales account in the general ledger, 1 mark. What you could do is just show a balance again, but you don't really have to. But just to complete it, let's show balances. Why not? Just to add that extra level of depth. And then we are happy with this there. Okay, and that's what it should look like. Right, but as I said, this is the important bit. Okay, that would have come from your sales journal. Okay, I'm taking that total there and I'm posting it here because I have the totals. Remember, details in the journal, summary in the general ledger.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's question 3. Was there anything else? No, there wasn't anything else. Great. Nice. Now we're looking at another question. Okay, yeah. So I've started with it. We discussed it last time. We've got question 4. Let's see how the recording goes.
Did you put it as the 31st, right?
Yes, you have to, because it's a total, and it's total for the month. Right, because if I'm looking at the sales journal, when do I total? I would total at the end of the month. So this amount here of 6790 is representing everything for the month. Yeah, and then the balancing is just something additional. Okay, I don't think they'll mark the balancing. I think they'll just mark this. Okay, but we'll see what happens when we get the answers back. Okay. All right. So your job to interpret transactions. Let's see how you do there. Question 4. Nice and simple. They've given you transactions. Obviously, you need to record them appropriately. Maybe just start by going through the question again, because there might be easy marks that you can get from the information at the beginning. Okay, there's always easy marks in every question. Okay, so let's read the question again and we'll pull out the important bits.
Okay. The following balances were extracted from the books of Apex Universal, a wholesaler, on the 1st of November 2014. So these were all the balances.
Good. Where do balances go?
In the ledger.
Yes. Okay, so were we supposed to do a ledger? Yes, so let's get the ledger bit that we did. Okay, so yes, and let's record those balances. Alright, so what was the first balance?
Okay, cash at the bank.
Okay, so where's cash at the bank? Let's go down, there's it. Debit or credit?
Debit.
Why?
It was asset.
Perfect. Okay, so 1 slash, okay, what month are we looking at?
November.
Okay, November. So 1/11, balance, brought down, and straight from the question, 7330. 7330, and that's an easy mark.
Cash in hand.
Okay, cash in hand, there's the next year account, same thing. It's an asset, it's a debit. Balance on the first, 2190. 2190. 2190, yes, that's right. Okay, and that's what I would do if this was like a question paper, like an exam. Okay, I would just take the easy stuff and then transfer it to the answer sheets. I think they do give you answer sheets in accounting. If I remember correctly from last year. Yeah, last year they gave you like a kind of like a skeleton, and you just have to like literally put things in, which helps quite a bit actually.
So Davis is trade payables is also asset.
Okay, so yeah, so we've got these two trade payable line items, which are creditors basically. Okay, so Davis would have a debit or a credit balance.
Debit.
Really?
It's asset, isn't it? Trade payable. Oh, payable. Sorry.
Payables. Be careful.
I'm thinking of receivable.
Okay, yeah. So if I'm paying someone, I'm going to pay my creditor. So creditors and trade payables go together, right? Trade receivables and debtors go together. All right. So for this particular account, I'm going to have a credit balance because what type of element is it?
Liability.
Yes. Okay, it's a liability. So this needs to go there. And then just write in those amounts. What is it? 16 and 23. 1600 for the one guy, and the other one 2300 for the other. Was that it? Yes. Okay. Now we've included that. Again, 2 easy marks. Maybe you could even tick those little things there so you know you've covered it. Okay, that was a past paper. I would have crossed it out, ticked it or something, just so I know I've covered it. I don't have to worry about it.
Then trade receivables.
Yes.
Spray is 900.
Okay, so now we need to go yes, and we need to put that on the debit side then. Copy paste balances at the beginning, and then just amounts. 900, 650. 900 for, was it Frey? Yes. And then the other one, Watson. Watson was the 650, yes. Okay, 650 there. And there we go. That covers the opening balances. Okay, so now it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter what happens now because you've got those balances. You've captured it. Okay, balances are separate. Balances are recorded as they are. Okay, so we don't have to panic or worry about those things. Okay, now the more difficult bit comes up because now you're looking at the actual transactions. Okay.
So what would I put in the cash book? Or everything that had to do with cash?
Receipts and payments. Okay, remember, the cash book is just their format. It's Cambridge or BIDC's format for a cash receipts journal and a cash payments journal. It doesn't really matter what you call it. They've just used one book to record receipts and payments. Okay, so there is a note there about a trade payables thing.
Trade payables give a cash discount of 5% if accounts are settled within 30 days.
Okay, that's very important. That you should highlight. Because if I have a creditor, because this is trade payables, right, so if I have a creditor, I need to always remember that because the discount is applicable as long as I paid before the end of 30 days, that's it. Okay.
Apex Universal gives a cash discount of 2% if credit customers who settle their accounts within 30 days during November 2014, the following transactions occurred.
All right, so whose business are we running?
Apex.
Apex. So that's our information that relates to who? Our customers.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's also important. So we're giving a discount, okay, in the form of discount allowed, and we're receiving discounts when we pay. Okay, discounts received. All right, so both are important.
Okay. So on the 5th of November, check counts for payments of amount due to T and Davis on the 1st of November, less 5% discount.
Okay, so they've even mentioned it there.
Payment of amount due, so it's obviously a settlement.
Yes, okay, so T Davis, let's go to his account. Where's Davis? There's Davis. Okay, we can see the balance is 16. Right.
So this happened on the 5th of the 11th.
Yes.
So what should I write here?
Well, what happened? Read the whole thing. We just read half of it.
Payment of amount due to T and Davis on the 1st of November, less cash.
Yeah, that we read?
That's all.
The check. Oh, is that the next one? Okay. I thought that was part of it, but it's not. Okay, so that's easy then. All I need to do is take off what? 5% as a discount and show the bank as the payment. Right, so on this side, I'm going to have, what date was this? 5. Okay, so 5/11, I'm going to have bank. This will come from the cash book payments, CBP, and I'm going to show the net amount that I pay. Right, so what is the discount?
80 Rand.
80 Rand. So how much am I going to pay? 1520. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Alright, and then the 80 Rand is going to be shown as a discount from the cash book payments. Discount allowed. No, discount received because I'm paying. Right, so I get the discount. If I pay my creditor, they give me a discount received. Okay, and if you're paying their outstanding balance, right, obviously that'll be 0 and 0, but we don't know, maybe later on we buy from them. Okay, so just be careful, do the totaling and the balancing at the end, okay, because you might or might not have bought more from them.
Okay, so pay in slip accounts for check received from Frey in full settlement of their accounts on the 1st of November, less 2%.
Okay, hold on, we haven't recorded this.
Cash book,
yes, okay, so just be careful. We've done the general ledger. Okay, we've reduced a liability. We just need to record this here. Right, so which side? Left or right? Debit or credit?
Right, credit.
Credit, good. Okay, because the credit side will reduce the bank. Right, so this was on what date? 5 again, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 5/11. 5/11. 5/11. Details. Who was it? Yeah, but who was it? Davis, eh? Okay, Davis. Write in the full name, obviously, just to be more specific. Davis should be fine, but you never know. Okay, it's actually better to write. You might have multiple people with the same surname. It's possible. Okay, alright, so how did I pay?
What would the folio be?
Okay, well, folio would represent this. The reference here. So if I was labeling this would have been like General Ledger 1 or General Ledger 2 or General Ledger 3. Okay, then a folio would just be like, this could have been like GL1 or GL2 or nominal balance sheet. No, you don't need that in this one. Okay, unless they actually specifically talk about it. Okay. Yeah.
Alright, so Davis, trade payable from the bank.
Well, how did we pay? What did it say? Was it a check, eh?
Yeah.
It was a check. Check out for, perfect. So then we would put that in this column, not that one. Alright, so how much did we pay? Well, we worked it out. Just take this figure. There, that's how much I paid. And then my discount was obviously the 80 Rand.
It was a cash discount, so would you put that under cash or?
No, cash is cash. The discount is the discount.
Oh, yes, discount, yes.
Yeah, they're two separate things.
Or do you put that on the side? Okay.
No, cash is cash, discount is discount. Remember, they tend to differentiate between cash and bank. So it's just two different accounts.
Okay, cool.
Next.
Next one. Okay, so now this is this
Yeah,
one.
now you've completed the
Check
first one.
received from Frey Limited in full settlement of the account.
Okay, so let's start with the cash book. I mean, we've got the cash book.
Okay.
Let's record it. What day?
8.
Okay, so 8/11. This was from Frey. How did she make payments? Check received from Frey.
So bank.
Okay, that would affect the bank. And this was for how much?
For the full amount.
Okay, for the settlement. Alright, so let's go back and let's find Frey. There's Frey, 900. Okay, so Frey owed us 900. Frey is going to get a discount of how much?
2%.
2%. Okay, so she's going to pay the difference.
So it's 18 rand.
0.98. 1882. That's how much she pays. Yes, good. And then obviously 2% of this. 2% is 18 rand. Okay, so 18 rand is the discount. 882 is the receipt. Alright, in terms of the recording, that's easy. We literally put the amounts in the right columns. Okay, so 882 and a discount allowed of 18. Right, happy with the cash book. Right, it's literally just accounts. Well, not accounts, columns. Now we need to take this and, like you're doing there, processing it in the T account. Okay, so 8/11 bank cash book receipts. 8/11 discounts allowed. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Next.
Okay, cool. Next, on the 14th, till roll, cash sales of 1420. So
Okay, so that's the cash sale. That is a receipt.
So it's sales.
I would say cash sales because it's different to Frey or the other person. Okay, so what date was this?
Cash sales on the 14th.
14. Okay, so 14/11 cash sales. Because it's cash, I'm going to use the cash column.
Yeah.
How much?
1420.
1420.
And there was sales later on.
I'm surprised there's no column here for sales, because remember in a cash receipts journal
You should have.
you would have a column for sales. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay, but not in this one. But let's just double check just to make sure. Okay, here's the cash book. Okay, yeah. See, even their cash book in the textbook. See, there's the format. See, the whole cash book looks like this. Dates, details, folio, cash, bang. That's it.
I remember copying this
Yeah.
template.
Yeah, so it's odd. I mean, we've just got sales here, but it's probably because you've got sales there, so you can kind of see what it is. Okay, maybe to add more detail here in the actual cash book, I would maybe write Davis here and then write trade payables.
Yeah, I did that. I said TP.
Okay, that's good. But will they mark that?
No, I'm
just wondering.
I'm gonna rewrite this part.
Oh, just that part. Okay.
Bigger.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna cross out folio, then I'll have more space.
Okay, perfect. Okay, and then trade receivables. Alright, just to be more specific, because the only reason why I'm doing that is because there's no column for it. That's the only problem. So that's why I'm trying to make this more detailed, because you'd reference it appropriately. Okay, great. Alright, so that's really good. We've recorded it in the cash book. Where does that go?
By sales.
It would, okay, and I would show these separately because the question is giving you things separately. Okay, so what was the mark allocation for this actually?
6, no?
Were they required? Oh, just 16 in total. Okay, so we don't know where they're giving us marks. It doesn't matter. Let's just be more specific. So, what am I going to do with this? I'm going to record it. Okay, so 1420 is going to go where?
By sales.
In sales, exactly. And this is going to affect what? Cash at bank or cash in hand? Which one?
Should bank.
No. Cash at bank is bank. Cash in hand is? Cash in hand.
Okay.
Okay, so this would be affecting the sales. Alright, how much was it? Go back up.
1420.
1420, yes. Okay, so go down here. 1420. This was the 14th, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 14/11, and I would have shown this as cash in hand, cash book receipts. Right, so this would have gone to, I think I use that color. Well, journal to ledger. There's the journal, 1420 for the cash sale would have gone there. Okay, so let's record that. Oh, you already have. Nice. On the credit side.
Yep.
Good. Okay, perfect. So next.
Okay. So we're not going to do cash in hand or cash at bank, right? Because it was just sales.
It was cash in hand. Actually, good point. Let's do that as well. While we've got it, yeah, just contra accounts. So 14/11.
And cash in hand. Okay.
Sales, yeah. CBR. Okay, yeah, that is important because you're referencing debits and credits. Yeah, cash in hand, I would rather look at doing one total, but it's not a problem to show it separately. It's actually better. Okay, it's more detailed.
Okay, so we've done this one. On the 17th, pay in slip, counterfoil, transfer of cash to the bank, 1250.
Okay, so transfer of cash to the bank, meaning, okay, so meaning...
So from cash in hand to cash in bank.
Exactly. Okay, good. Alright, so let's go up here. Okay, so what would that have been seen as? It'll be seen as a payment here and a receipt there. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, so when did that take place?
On the 17th.
Okay, so let's put that in. 17/11. Okay, this was a cash transfer to bank. Right, so my cash is going to decrease by how much?
By 1250.
1250. And then I actually want to put this on the same line. So I'm going to just move this one line down just so you can see it on the same line. So this is what I'm looking at. Okay, so I'm taking cash from cash in hand and I'm putting it into the bank. So this is going to go up. And that would have been on the 17th. 17/11. This would have been cash received from cash in hand. Right, so obviously money going into the bank. So the bank will go up, the cash will go down. Right, so now we've shown that. We've shown the movements.
Okay, and then this was 1250.
Yeah, so bank is going up because it's a receipt. Yeah, so if you look at the debit side first, the debit side would have had that. That would have been the debit. And then the credit would have been that. Okay, great. Now we need to record this way in the T account. Okay, so let's show that. Cash in hand. We took money out of the cash in hand. 1250. Okay, and that would have gone to cash at bank. So 17th, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 17/11. Cash in or at cash at bank. At bank. Cash. This would have been a cash book payment. Okay, because it's decreasing your cash in hand. And then here you would have had a receipt. So on the 17th of the 11th. You would have had cash in hand.
So,
cash book receipts. Cash book receipts. Cash book receipts. And the same amount. Okay, so those two go together. Right, money coming out there. Money going in there.
okay. So that was the 17th. On the 21st, check counterfoil. Payment of amount due to Ryan and Co. We have that.
Okay, so it's a payment, cash book receipts, or cash book payments. Which one?
Okay, so payment of amount due to Ryan and Co. on the 1st of November, less 5% cash discount.
Okay, so Ryan and Co. is what to the business?
They are a creditor.
Creditor, exactly. So I'm going to have to pay Ryan, and I paid him the net amount, right? We applied the discount here again.
Yeah.
Okay, how did we pay him? Using a check. Okay, so on the 21st/11, Ryan trade payables. This came out of the bank less a 5% discount. Okay, so bank would have been 5% of his total. No, bank would have been the 95%. The 5% would have been the discount. Okay, well, just the net amount. Okay, how much did Ryan owe us?
We owed Ryan 2.3.
Oh, we owed Ryan, yeah, 2.3. Okay, 2.3 less 2%. No, less 5%, not 2%.
5%.
Yeah, 5%. 0.5.
So that's 115. 2185.
Yes. Okay, good. Times 5%. Yeah, so 115 is the discount. 2185 is the receipt, payment actually. Okay, let's record that. Don't forget to put that into the T account for Ryan. Where's Ryan's account? Here's it. Okay, so Ryan's account is going to go down with that and the discounts. Okay, there's two amounts. And I'm going to record everything as is. Ryan is a creditor, so I would have made a payment and I would have received a discount.
What would the photo before the discount? CBP or CBR?
CBP, it's a payment. What day? 21. Okay.
Okay.
Right, so that's another one complete.
And the last one is 24. Pay in slip transfer. Check received from VK Watson in full settings of the account on the 1st of November, less 2% discount.
Okay, so now we're looking at Watson. Here's Watson's account. Okay, the 650. Okay, I'm going to copy paste the details that we had earlier. This was on day 24. Right, you're going to show what? The discount separate from the receipt. Okay, so how much did they owe us? 650. Right, I'm going to receive the amount after the discount. How much was the discount?
Oh, we're not going to
2%.
do the cash book first.
You can if you want to. I'm just using this because I was down here at the bottom. Okay, it doesn't matter. Both would be fine. Okay, debit or credit?
Credit.
Credit, yes. $650 times 2%. It's 2% for this, eh? Yeah, 2% discount for these debtors. Right, so 13 and then 637. Right, so that's the amount that we receive, and that's the discount that we give.
Okay,
is that good?
Cash book, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and then in the cash book, where will we put it? Debit or credit?
Debit.
Debit, because you're receiving money, so you take the 637. 637 is going to go here, and 13 is going to go there, and just write in the details. Day 24/11. This would have been Watson trade receivables, and that's it.
Oh, I forgot this stuff that in this conversation.
We'll take it just now. It's fine. Yeah, it's always good to check later on, so we'll do that now.
Okay, all of the transactions are done.
Is that everything? What's the bottom part? Oh, that's the required. Okay, that's fine. Right, so now let's go back to the top. So now we go to the top, okay, where we started, and now we look at totaling this. Okay, so what do I need here? Total column. Total there, total here, and then we need to record. Alright, so sum sum up all of this, all of that, and all of that. Paste. Right, so those are all our totals. Sorry, they're a bit small.
Thank you. Okay.
Right, next bit. Discounts. Right, so do I have a column for the discount?
Yeah.
Yes. Right, so in this specific account, even if you read the question said something as well. It was quite a long thing. They said, just read the instructions again, the required.
Oh, is that this one?
Yeah.
Prepare the business 3-column cash book for November 2014.
That we've done.
Total the discount columns on this date.
That's what we've did. Okay.
Plus the totals of the discount columns to the discount account.
See, they're even telling you the totals. They say post the totals, not the separate accounts. Yes. Okay, so discount allowed, what type of account is it?
Allowed is expense.
Correct. So it'll go debit or credit?
Debit.
Debit. So on this side, on the last day of the month, November has 30 days. So 30 November, 30/11, you would put what?
Total balance.
You can, because this comes from where?
The cash book.
The debtors.
Yeah.
Okay, so it will actually be referenced by the trade receivables. Okay, that will be in the contra accounts. Okay, cash book receipts. Alright, and the 31. Alright, because this is all the discount that we received. And when did we receive discounts? Well, when did we allow discounts, rather? It's when we received payments from debtors. Okay, so the contra account would have been the trade receivables, because, have a look, in trade receivables, there's the discounts.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's your debit, there's your credit. Right, so it makes sense. 31 is there. 31 makes up what? Actually, I want to highlight that. It's actually worthwhile. Right, so look, there's 31. The 31 is made up of what? 18 Rand from Frey and 13 Rand from Watson. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright, let's record the discount received. Let's go back. Cash book 195. 195, so that's going to go here. Okay, and we're going to record that. Same day, last day of the month. Total, trade, payables. Cash book payments. Right, so when we make a payment, we get the discount. If we get the discount, we record it in the discount received column. Okay, so you've done that, great. Right, and where else? Well, this, just to highlight the theory, that 195 comprises of what? This 80 and that 115. See, so now your debits and credits balance. Mm-hmm. Right, because those two debits make up that one credits.
So now we're going to balance the two accounts.
Yes, okay, so now if we keep going down, we've got this. This account is actually balanced off, so 0, 0. That's it.
Where is that for?
That's for Frey. Yeah, you would just show a total. Not zeros, that's a bad total to show. It's the totals. Okay, with a balance of 0. If you want to, you can show this. 0 here, 1/12. Balance brought down, if you really want to, which you don't really have to, but it's fine, just to be more detailed, because if there was a balance, then you would have to carry down a balance. Okay, so I'm just adding that extra level of detail. It's not necessary because this account is closed, but it just looks good, okay, because at least then you've shown the balancing. Because had you not paid the full amount, you would have a balance here. Or had you not received the full amount, this is actually a debtor. Okay.
So how come we're bringing it down on the credit side?
true. I just didn't have enough space. I should have did this and then copy that, paste that there. Yeah. Yeah, this is a debtor, so you would definitely have to bring down the balance on the other side. Yeah. Okay. So yours was actually right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carry down 0 there, brought down 0 there.
Maybe the first of the 12th.
Definitely, because you're looking at the next month. So the transactions for the month have been recorded. 30th of the 11th, 1st of the 12th, balance, perfect. That looks much better. Yeah, this is the asset, the debtor. Right, so then add a line here as well. And then you do the exact same thing, copy paste that.
For Watson.
For Watson. Right, exactly the same.
Okay, first of the 12th.
Right, next one. The trade payable accounts. Right, so same story except balances here will be carried down on the credit side. Correct, good. So to show zeros and show totals. Right, and you did the exact same thing for the other guy, Ryan.
Okay, then
good.
cash at the bank.
Yes, how would we balance this? Which side has a bigger amount?
The
Debit side. So what do? We total the bigger side. If I add the two amounts, I get that 8580. Write the total on both sides. Then what do? Carry down the balance, bring down a balance. This would have come down on the debit side. Carried down on the left, right, brought down on the debit side. Okay. Right, and there's your balancing. Okay, cash at bank, balanced off. Right, same total. Okay, cash in hand. Let's see. Which side's bigger?
The debit side.
Correct. So sum up. I get that 3610. That side's bigger, so I want the same total on both sides. Then I'm going to carry down the difference. Does that make sense?
So 3610 minus 1250.
Correct.
2360.
Yes, 2360 is the opening balance for the next month, closing balance for the previous month. Right, that's a nice
The
one.
balance brought down on the debit side.
Balance brought down on the debit side, definitely, because it's still an asset. Cash in hand is still cash in hand. Yeah, so carry down 2360, good. Bring down 2360. Perfect, yeah, that's right. And in the last one, we don't need to balance. Why?
It's just one.
This is the total, so you don't really have to. You can if you want to, but it's not going to make much sense. but I'm going to show it just
Same as
in
discount
case.
line and discount receipt. We don't have to.
Yeah, because they're just one line items. Okay, so we can actually leave it like that.
I don't think it's necessary.
If you want to, you could show that, and then just show two things, but it's not really something you would do if it's just one line item. All right, that's it.
Okay.
There's another question complete. Right, save that. How many more do we have? 2, 3,
Yeah.
1. One more question.
1, 2, 3.
So many. Wow. Okay, it's a long assignment. Okay, so we've already completed 4 questions. Question 4. Wow. Okay, question. Yeah, it's a lot, eh? Yeah, question 5. Okay, so let's read the focus. Let's draw up our answer sheets. Okay.
So, must I read the required first?
Definitely.
Okay, so required: prepare journal entries to record the above. Narratives are required. Show how all the journal entries would be posted to the ledger accounts.
Okay, so you do need the ledger accounts and you need the journals. Alright, so they just said post the journals, but now what journals? That's the thing.
So then it just gives you all the transactions.
Okay, so I'm guessing it's probably a general journal, but they didn't say that. They just said prepare journal entries to record the above. If they say narrations are required, it's normally a general journal.
Yeah.
Okay, because narrations mean give detail. Exactly. Okay, so let's revise. What does a general journal look like? Well, this is it. General journal will have day, details, and then you would have this, a debit side and a credit side, and that's it. Okay, that's what a general journal looks like. Alright, so that's what I'm thinking because they said narrations are required. Right, so I do think it's going to look like this. Okay, you're not drawing a cash book receipt or a cash book payments or anything like that. Okay, you're drawing up a general journal. So that's what I would draw up for question 5. And then obviously lots of T accounts again. So I'm just going to copy paste 2 of these just so we've got a template to work with. Okay. There we go. And then we'll just get rid of the highlights and get rid of the contents. Delete. And we'll use those T accounts later on. Okay, we won't know which T accounts to draw up because we haven't done the journals yet. Okay, so part 1, make sure we draw up the general ledger, general journal before we can do the general ledger. Yeah, so it's literally 1 column for day, 1 column for details, and then 2 columns for debit and credit. Narrations would be written for each one separately. Okay, so it's actually not a long question if they've only given you like 3 or 4 transactions. Quite a short one.
Day, details, debit, credit.
Yeah, day, details, debit, credit, that's it. Okay, so let's go back to the question and let's look at each transaction. And you do the interpretation. You tell me what you want to debit, what you want to credit. It's actually not that cold today.
Yeah.
Give me the ball.
Okay, okay, cool. So on the 1st of May.
Yeah, so what happened on the 1st of May?
So would it put first stroke 04 or just the first?
1/5.
Okay, we'll go 1/5.
Yeah, so what happened on the 1/5?
Okay, The owner of a business opened the books of account with the following: bank 5,000, fixtures and fittings 23,000, bank loan 8,000, capital 20,000.
Yes, what happened?
So those are the balances for the new one.
Yes, okay, so the owner of the business opened the books of the account with the following. Right, so will you record that in your general journal? No, you won't. So I'll just put a note here, asterisk, okay, record or recording opening balances in the general ledger, GL. Okay, so now we can actually draw up our T accounts. Right, see, that helps us with the question. Okay, because now we're going to draw up these things and we can call them what they are. So, what is account number 1?
Balances, sorry. In the
general ledger. Yeah, recording opening balances in the general ledger. That's what 1.5 is telling you, or 1.
Okay,
main.
so let's do the general ledger now.
Yeah, so lots and lots of those T accounts. Just count how many you need there, just see how many accounts you've got. Bank is 1.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Alright, so let's label the first one, bank. Let's record the balances as we go as well. Okay, so we do 2 things at once. Okay, so bank is what? Good. So where would you put the balance?
Debit side.
Good. Okay, so on the debit side, first of the 5th, balance brought down. How much was the balance?
5,000.
Okay. Alright, see, that's easy marks.
Here's bank, fixtures and fittings.
Okay, fixtures and fittings. What type of account is it?
Also asset.
Good, so debit balance. And amounts.
And 23,000.
Great.
Then there's bank loan.
Okay, bank loan. What type of account?
Liability.
Good, so credit balance and amount.
$8,000.
8,000. Okay, last one. What else did we have?
It's capital.
Capital. Okay, capital is easy. Capital is capital. Capital will be credited. And with the balance, 20,000. Right, so now we've gotten some easy marks just to start off. We've covered the first day's notes. Okay, what's next?
Okay, on the 12th.
What happened?
An error was made when the purchase of stationery for 105 was posted to the debit side of the purchaser's account rather than the debit side of the administration expense account. This mistake was corrected.
Okay, this mistake was corrected.
Yeah.
So if it was corrected, we wouldn't have to do anything. So that doesn't make any sense. I think we should record it. Okay, why would they give you something that wasn't needed?
This mistake was corrected.
Yeah, it says so. So I mean, see, it's a little bit weird because they gave you, what is this, 12 May?
Should we just say?
Let's write a note. Yeah. So I'm going to write a note here, 12/5. We'll put an asterisk here. Question says the error was already corrected. Okay, therefore we would not need to process another correction. Okay, it would make no sense to process 2 corrections. Then you're actually making an error. Okay, but they're probably going to want the tier count. So I'm going to say this is what would have been processed. Okay, and then we can show that. Then we can still show a debit and a credit. Okay, so we're stating, well, you said in the question that it was corrected, so there's no need to correct something that was corrected. Right, but leaving it out, I don't think is a good idea, because how much was this out of? 19 marks. Yeah, I don't think we should leave that out. Okay, alright, so what are we going to do? Well, let's read it again, and let's record the correction. Okay, so they told us about the error, so they told us about what happened. Okay, just to recap this, it's actually quite unfair that they're asking you to correct errors so soon, because errors only come later on. Yeah, we haven't looked at errors yet, eh? I think that there was just a bit about the closing of the accounts, but nothing specific in terms of errors. Is there one covering? Okay, errors aren't actually covered in a separate chapter on their own. Incomplete records maybe. But yeah, I mean, we've only looked at the first 11, and that's what they said you should use. Oh, suspense accounts, actually. Yes. Yeah, remember the suspense, we did, no, we shouldn't put in the suspense account, but the suspense account chapter did cover errors, so it's actually fine then. Right, so they're covering it now, it's not a problem because the first 11 chapters have been completed. Alright, so let's show them what they would have processed. Okay, so let's read the transaction again. An error was made when the
purchase of stationery
for $105. Okay, so let's understand that. I'm purchasing stationery. So if I'm purchasing stationery, I should have, see this is workings. Right, I should have done this, debit stationery, do you agree? Okay, and then credit something else. Right, that's workings, this is what I'm thinking about. So I can understand what the error was. Okay, keep going. Okay. For 105.
Was posted to the debit side of the purchaser's account.
Okay, so error was this, debit purchases. Am I selling stationery? No, I'm not a stationer. If I was a stationer, then I would have to capture it as purchases. Then that would have been fine. Okay, but obviously that's not the case. What else?
Rather than debit side of administration expense account.
Okay, so this should have been called admin, because that's what they're saying, admin expenses. That's what they're saying we should have done. Alright, so what did we do wrong? We did this. That's what we did. Okay, how did we pay for this? How did we buy it?
It doesn't say. An error was made when the purchase of stationery for 105 was posted to the debit side of the purchase account.
Yeah, it doesn't say. So the thing is, you wouldn't have this side, so you just have to correct that. Right, so how am I going to correct this? Well, what do I want? I want a debit for what? Administration expenses. Right, so you're correcting journal entry. Okay, this will probably be in the 12th, so I'm going to show that on the 12/5. Okay, the correcting journal entry would have been this. Debit the administration expenses, which is basically the stationery. Okay, does that make sense? And what would I have credited? Do I want this debit for purchases? No, I don't. So how do I get rid of a debit? Process a credit. Purchases. Okay, that would have been the contra account to represent the correction. Okay, and the amount was how much? 105. 105. 105. Right, and that's what you would have processed. So, see, that's what you would have done. Okay, obviously they said the correction was already corrected. Right, so we're just going to put that just in case. You never know. Okay, that's a lot. 19 marks, just for something so short. Okay.
Okay, they're probably going to give lots of marks for the tier count stuff.
Possibly, we'll see. Yeah.
Okay, some pictures of 1,050 were purchased for the business's use on credit from Albo shelving, taking invoice number. Right. So fixtures.
Okay, so we need to process the journal first. Okay, let's do journals first, then ledger.
Okay.
Alright, so this is the 15th. Oh, you might need more space. Okay. 15 / 11. No, wrong month, sorry. It's the other exercise. 15th of the 5th. Okay, let's just read it again. Some fixtures 1050 were purchased for business use. Business use is good and it's on credit. If it's on credits, who do we buy from on credits?
Credit.
Good. Debit or credit that accounts? Good. Okay, so credit the trade payables. Who do we buy from? Elbow shelving. Right, so there, liability increase. We can actually put that in, L increase, so you've got the working. Okay, that's what you're thinking about. Right, and what are we debiting? Well, what did we buy? Furniture and fittings, did we? Not furniture, fixtures and fittings. Bracket asset increase. Right, and there we go. Debit that, credit this. How much? 1050. 1050. Okay, great. So now we've recorded it. That's transaction 15. Now we just need to put that into the T account. Okay, I think maybe let's post everything later to the T accounts because we'll have this. You'll have the working, you'll have the journal entry. Alright, so posting will be easy because you can just look at this. Okay, so while we're looking at journals, let's carry on. There's only one more anyway. It's on the 30th. Okay, we can record that.
Okay, but we need to give a narration.
Very good point, yes. Alright, so actually we need to add here. I need to add a line here. The question did say give narrations. Right, so the narration for this would have been what? Correcting a posting error to
Wouldn't this have been a narration for number 12?
Purchases.
Would it was?
No, narration would have been that. Okay, you just write a little line afterwards that describes what you had done. Right, so if they're saying, yeah, if they're saying narrations are required, then that would be the narration. Correcting a posting error to purchases. Alright, here at the bottom, your narration would be what? A credit purchase of furniture and fittings and fixtures and fittings. A credit purchase of fixtures and fittings. Right, that would be our narration for it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, narrations are just descriptions describing what happened. Right.
Okay, a cash discount of $100 had been deducted when settling the account of a trade payable. TXI Limited. However, this supplier has written to say that this discount should be cancelled as the payments had been made after the specific time limit. Entries were made to cancel the discount.
See, again, they're saying that the discount was already cancelled, but they're describing what happened previously. So then you would say the same thing. Well, you've already done the correction, so there's no need to correct it. But see, that doesn't make any sense. But anyway, we'll make a note here. All right. The question says the reversal of the discount was already captured. we would not need to recapture something that was already recorded. Okay, but again, we can't just write that and then don't do anything. So we're going to say this is what should have been processed, same as before. This is what would have been processed, and then we can just write it in 30th of 30/5. Okay, so we acknowledge what they said in the question, but we're saying, well, I can't just write that because you wouldn't do anything. Okay, so they've reversed everything out, so there's nothing to do because the accountant did the correct thing anyway. But obviously, we need to do something, we can't leave it blank. Okay, right, so let's go back and just reread. A cash discount of 100 had been deducted when settling the supplier account of a trade payable. Okay, so let's record that. So we would have debited the trade payables, and we would have credited bank, and we would have credited discount received. Okay, see, this is my working, this is my thought process workings. Right, so right now I'm thinking about, well, what happens when I get a discount from a creditor? Because that's what they're saying. They're saying you got 100 Rand as a discount that was deducted when settling your account. Okay, so 100 Rand is here for the discount that's received. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, obviously trade payables would have gone down by the 100. They're saying that this needed to be reversed out. That's what they're saying. Okay, so let's carry on and read the rest. However, this supplier has written to say
that this discount should be cancelled as the payment had been made after the specific time.
Okay, so after. So that means, what am I going to do? I'm going to debit the discount received, because that reverses it out. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Income increase. No, income decrease. And then credit the trade payables. See, making that more. Payables, bracket liability increase. Alright, and that's what you're going to do. Okay, so there's the actual working actually. I'm actually going to copy paste that here. Okay, debit discount received, credit the trade payables. Trade payables, maybe just put the name of the person in. Who was this? TX Singh. TX Singh. 100 Rand, 100 Rand. Right, and that's what you would have done. They said that was done, so we wouldn't really have to do it, but we're showing what would have done, what would have been done. Okay, it's a bit of an odd question. And then the required says prepare journal entries to record the above, which we've done. Oh, narration. Cancelling a discount received. You can write longer narrations if you want to. It's not really necessary. Narrations just describe what you're doing here in the transaction. Okay, so have you answered the first thing? Prepare journal entries, record narrations are required. Yes, we have. Show how all the journal entries would have been posted to ledger accounts. Okay, now we just do the posting. Right, so we can delete all these extra lines. Okay, and then let's start recording. Okay, so first one. Okay, I'm going to leave this up, and then you can tell me how to record it in your T account. So there's the journal entry. Right, so record that appropriately.
So I have bank.
You have bank. Bank is not here, yeah. It's just admin expenses.
Okay, so let's do one for purchases and admin expenses.
Yeah, so you'd actually have to draw up two new T accounts.
I can just do them smaller.
Yes, they are tiny. It's just one line.
So admin.
Yeah, you would have debited admin with what?
admin expenses, and we have purchases. So admin expenses would be debited with 105.
Yes. Purchases credited with 105.
So then would our details be purchases?
Yes. There you go. You've got it. Okay, so let's...
So what would the folio be?
What folio be? Oh, folio as in general journal, GJ.
And then credit purchases. Okay. Then the next one was fixtures and fittings was debited 1050 with trade payable. Trade payable, over shelving, GJ, this was on the 15th. So now would we make a trade payable account?
If you don't have an account, you would. Okay, so yeah, so I've caught up that one, just showing the admin expenses, 105, 105, perfect. The next one was, as you said, the trade payables, which was for elbow, and the fittings and furniture. Was there a trade payables at all?
No.
There wasn't, eh?
No.
Yeah, there was bank, yeah, there wasn't, so you would have definitely created. Furniture and fittings there was though, that you would use. Okay, so fixtures and fittings was debited, so 105 goes here, 105, 150, that was on what date? The 15th, so 15/5, this would have come from the trade payables, elbow, shelving, okay, so you would have put that in on the debit side. Have you done that? Fittings, debit side, perfect. Alright, and then obviously your T account for elbow. Trade payables, elbow, shelving, limited. And then you would have put that on the date. What day was this? 15th. 15. Delete that. Fixtures. Not fixtures. Yeah, it was fixtures. Yeah, fixtures and fittings. General journal and the amounts equals. Where's my fittings? There's it there. Okay, now you've got your debit and credit. Okay, so now you've completed 2. Right, so we've done that one, we've done that one, we've got one more to do. Trade payable, sing, and discount received. Okay, so do we have a discount column? No, we don't. We would have to draw it up, and we would have to show a trade payables account. Okay, so another trade payable, and a discount account as well. Okay. Who was this again? Sing. TX. Okay. And this was the discount. Discount. Allowed or received?
Received.
Received. Okay, so discount received. Trade payables T Sing. What do we do to Sing's account? Let's go back and see. We credited Sing's account with 100. Yeah, we removed a discount. Right, so 100 is going to go there. Right, fittings and fixtures, fixtures and fittings, and this was on what dates?
On the 30th.
30. Okay, and then in discount received, you're going to do the same thing. This is going to be discount received though. Sorry, I wrote down, copy paste the wrong thing. Discount received, general journal, and you've got 100 here. and I'm going to write in the trade payables for sing there. Alright, so that's it. You should have had the same thing. Great. Alright, so now the last thing is obviously to balance off. Okay, because what else did they say in the question? Show how the journal entries would have been posted to ledger accounts. Okay, so now, does bank get closed off? No, so bank will be as is. Nothing happened to bank. Furniture and fittings, I need to balance that account off. Alright, so I would sum up. Alright, sum that up, get that total. 24,050 Rand. Then carry down and bring down a balance. This was for the month of May. May has 30 days. So 30 May. Balance carried down. Then 1st of June. Balance brought down. And the amounts right, so fixtures and fittings definitely has a balance. Bank loan, we wouldn't balance, there was just one line item there. Capital is capital, we would leave that as is. Admin expenses, that's an expense, this would have been closer to profit and loss. Purchase would have been closer to profit and loss. Trade payables, shelving, there's just one line item, can't balance. Discount received would have been closer to profit and loss. Trade payables, you would have left it as is, yeah. So the rest I would have left as is. Okay, yeah, not the best of questions. I don't really like that question because it's out of 19 and there's not much to do because they talk about things that have already been done.
Yeah.
Okay, which is very, very strange. Okay. Right, but that covers another question.
Question 6.
Yeah, we're almost there.